everybody. Welcome to the Comic Book Cover,
Hey guys,
episode 8.
episode 8. I was going to say 7 again.
I know, but we're on the 8th, and we just started.
We just started.
We've been numbering since the beginning.
Since the beginning.
We didn't just start at some point and say, hey, we're at episode 69.
I mean, you could say that
You could.
you saw it here first, right?
You did see it here first. Unless Midtown did it first, which I'd say they beat all of us to the punch, but you know.
Midtown and a few others probably.
Yeah. I don't know, iFanboy's been doing this sort of thing for years.
Yeah,
Definitely owe a lot of
since
credit to
back in the day.
iFanboy. Love iFanboy. Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Big fan of Kevin Smith. But the man with the Walter PPK, you know who that is, right?
James Bond,
James motherfreaking Bond.
007.
007. I grew up with Bond. My dad was a big Bond fan. I know your dad's a big Bond fan.
Yeah. Watched a lot of Bond
Watched
growing
a
up.
lot of Bond. I know lines by memory. I can't say some of them on, because kids watch too. Goldfinger, when he meets Pussy Galore.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Sean Connery's the man. The man's man of James Bond.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Daniel Craig's cool too. We got the Spectre movie coming out.
This weekend. James Bond week.
Same group that Connery was going against in his movies. So.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really done a lot with, but they did some in the Roger Moore, but Spectre kind of faded away. I love that part. I can't be more psyched, especially since this comic is written by Warren something. We'll come up with the name Ellis.
We need to come up with
We
that.
do. We need to trademark it, right, guys? I see you over there. Anyway,
They actually are right over there.
they are right over there. Hi, guys. How's it going? Thanks for turning me on to Nick Spencer, whatever you're going to put in his name. But Jason can't do no wrong. Aaron came here first. Even though I did it over there.
That
Point
was a
being,
good issue.
That was an excellent issue. And I'm going to stand behind this. It would be good, just as good, if not better, if the comic book was Falcon Sam Wilson. We don't need a new Falcon, guys. I'm sorry. Steve Rogers, Captain America. And you don't have to make him, as a friend of mine called, a fuddy-duddy. Because he is kind of a fuddy-duddy.
A fuddy-duddy. Well, have
Not
you
to rip
seen
you off, Michael.
the solicitations for January? I think it was January. It almost, judging by the cover, I mean, maybe you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but
No, you shouldn't.
it says the all-new, all-different Falcon, and it just has Sam Wilson in the Falcon costume on the cover.
It's Sam Wilson in the Falcon costume?
Yeah.
Damn. I thought there was going to be a different Falcon. Okay, that's cool. Just take that
I think
forward.
it's Sam Wilson.
I hope so.
I think it's Sam
If not,
Wilson.
he needs to be Nomad or somebody. Anything but Captain America, because there's only one guy. But, great stuff. But we're talking James Bond, because this comic coming out Wednesday, and it is awesome, because Warren Ellis is doing it. Dynamite's putting it out. It's James Bond. James Bond is, he said he's going to do it more like the Ian Fleming Bond.
I mean, you have the name on the comic,
Yeah.
so.
If you're a Bond fan and you're not buying this comic book, then you're not a Bond fan.
You're not a Bond fan.
You're not a Bond fan. I don't want to hear it, because this guy can probably get as close to Fleming as possible. He's one of, in my opinion, he's one of those greats. Like we always talk about Morrison or Jason Aaron or a lot of those guys. Like Warren Ellis does not write bad stuff. If he can make me interested in reading Moon Knight, you're good, because I do not like Moonlight.
And, he's a writer like Jason Aaron that kind of paves the way for characters for Marvel in particular.
Yeah, I mean,
He
I know
did it.
nothing about Karnak, and it was an interesting book.
Yeah, actually, I like that a lot. He did it with Moon Knight. I mean, Jason Aaron, it's obvious, look at all the characters he's done it for. Wolverine,
Doctor
Hulk.
Strange, man.
He's doing
That's
it
a
now.
good comic. We'll talk about that in a minute, too, but...
Yeah, number 2's coming out this week.
Let's give a rundown. The beginning it's the Varger story. I think I'm saying that right. He comes back from, was it Helsinki? He's on a mission in there to take up the workload for a fallen 000 agent. So that part's always cool. Something evil's moving through the back streets of the city. Sinister plans are being laid for Bond in Berlin. You got the movie coming out on the 4th, which is Wednesday, or the movie's coming out on the 6th. The comic's coming out on the 4th. So, folks, read the James Bond comic. Come on.
You don't need more of a reason, really.
No, you don't need any more reason. Warren Ellis, James Bond,
I mean,
Dynamite.
even if you just watch the movies and you're a fan,
yeah,
check out the comic.
Why not? It's not a superhero comic. It's a number 1.
Yeah.
And, who knows, this might actually gain some value. It's got
With the
James
movie,
Bond, Warren
I
Ellis.
mean, we know the Star Wars comics certainly has.
Oh yeah, if you weren't picking up from number
I
one,
know it's a
you should have been.
ridiculous fan base for Star Wars, but I would say it's pretty close with James Bond.
Oh yeah, because Bond's been around even longer than Star Wars,
Yeah.
and our dads were like going to see those movies in the theaters. My dad saw Goldfinger and it was black and white.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that tells you something. All right, since we're talking independence from the get-go, and we really like to push independence, you should be reading more independence. Let's just go ahead and start with Image. And you're the man on this. You want to talk about Citizen Jack?
I could talk a little bit about it. Basically, from what I gather, just from reading the solicitations, this is a comic book for people that hate politics. You have basically a corrupt politician that's thinking about running for president. He's already been impeached as mayor, and to just make it a little bit more interesting, he worships Satan. So, and
It sounds like a normal politician to me.
it does sound like
It's like real life.
So I'm not sure if you hate politics, if this would be something, maybe they're a little off on that.
Maybe if you're a politician, you want to read about your buddies, you could read this one too.
Yeah.
I forgot who's writing it. Do you? Sam Humphries. He's
Sam
good.
Humphries. Okay,
I like
yeah.
Sam Humphries.
He did Guardians of the Galaxy, and what else has he done? Yeah, he did that Black Vortex story.
Yeah, and he did some Avengers stuff. That Millennium, I think it was. It was
Yeah.
like a 4-issue run that I got. It was really good.
Tommy Patterson. He's a New York Times best-selling artist. I haven't heard of him, but I guess he worked on Game of Thrones.
Oh, see, there you go. So next up is Lazarus.
Lazarus.
And this is one obviously both of us really like. Greg Rucka, man, he's another guy we need to put a thing in between his first and last name. I don't know what it is yet, but Greg Rucka, man, this guy has written some great Batman. He's written some awesome Punisher.
Some of the best Punisher.
The Star Wars Shattered Empire comic.
That was awesome.
And that was really good. Greg Rucka can't do any wrong either. We just can't call him that because we just gave that to Jason Aaron.
It's true, though. He can't, really.
He's right up there, man. Lazarus. And we're on, what issue? Number 20.
Which is pretty good for an independent comic book.
Yeah, and this is going to be turned into a show pretty soon, too.
Really?
Yeah, Lazarus and Southern Bastards both got shows.
They're kind of doing that a lot with independent books.
No, that's why I'm like, read more independence, people.
Or at least buy them.
This is where the real movement in comics is going on.
It's
right
an
now.
investment.
Yeah.
A lot of these, especially number ones, are selling out because they're taking them and, turning them into shows.
Descender, I think, got picked up for a movie.
I heard about that.
Well, you're the man to talk about this one.
Yeah, Nailbiter, number 17. This is the start of a new story arc called The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Last issue was a Halloween special. This is a really good book. The art, the storytelling, Joshua Williamson, he's one of those writers that, almost like we've been talking about, I really can't say I've read anything by him that I haven't enjoyed. Birthright, that's awesome. All these Marvel one-shots he's been doing,
Yeah.
they're really good. And then
He could get something between his names, too.
this is a great team up too. Him and Mike Henderson.
Maybe Joshua, new and upcomer to keep your eye on Williamson.
Definitely keep your eye on him. You see his name on a book coming out, it's something you might want to check out.
It'll be good. I'll say that. Paper Girls. Brian K. Vaughan, Saga.
Another great independent title coming out this week by Image.
Cliff Chang. Love
Cliff Chang
Chang's
on the
art.
art. I love his artwork. And Brian K. Vaughan, I'm really getting into him right now. Actually, about to show you another book by him.
We stand on guard. And this is actually pretty high on the charts. It's the #1 selling independent book right now.
Number 5 of 6.
That says something. It does, really. Because Walking Dead's not even in the top 100.
This is
which
a pretty
big deal.
crazy book. It really is. I mean, it's set a little bit in the future, not too far ahead. Or no, actually it is. It's like 2100s. But basically America has crossed over to Canada and has taken over their country, and
We're
they're
hearing about this.
taking killing them off and taking them prisoners. I mean, basically we're at war with Canada, but we're annihilating them. But you have this group of rebels that, insurgents that are trying to fight against the Americans, and you see the Americans do some pretty, it's pretty harsh.
Are we bullies in the story?
We are definitely bullies in this story. But this is getting a lot of appraisal from Americans and Canadians alike. So it's not like they're necessarily saying, "Oh, Americans
Yeah,
are evil,"
it's not
but
bash America, but
not bashing
for story's sake,
Americans.
they're bullies.
Yeah,
I know some bullies.
yeah. I mean, I'm not
Stuff
saying
anywhere
America
but
can't be
here.
a bully, you know.
We'll stop there.
Okay.
This is Boom Studios, so we're moving on. Claws, Grant Morrison. I've praised Grant Morrison a lot, but I can't praise Grant Morrison enough.
No, you
He's,
definitely
he
can't.
doesn't even need anything between his name because he's Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I mean, his name is
or
enough.
Grant, I'm the rock star of comics, Morrison.
I mean, you don't even have to say his full name. You can be like Morrison. When you talk about comics, you say Morrison. Everyone knows who you're talking about.
And like me personally, my favorite creators of all time is probably like Jack Kirby and Grant Morrison.
That's pretty
And
good.
that's a huge statement, I
Top
know,
two.
but I will stick to that. Jack Kirby, Grant Morrison.
Actually, I think I could second that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And since we're talking about Grant Morrison, 18 Days, number 5.
Really good book, guys.
This is cool because it's a comic company from India. It plays off of
Graphic India.
their religious.
Yeah,
mythology.
it's basically a religious mythology. It kind of makes me want to read up on it because I did read in the back of issue number 1, Grant Morrison talked about how he actually studied into it, and it's basically like a war that kind of restarts everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it decides the fate of humanity, and also the gods.
It's
So
the perfect place for Grant Morrison to be.
yeah, it really is.
If you've not read any Grant Morrison, check out his Batman first because it's the easiest to jump into. Don't read Final Crisis first. One of my favorite stories, but just not where you want to jump in.
If you're a new reader, don't read Final
yeah,
Crisis.
'cause
first.
you'll be like, what?
Start with Batman. That's something you can probably sink your
Yeah,
teeth into.
Batman will be, or All-Star Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff right there. So the honorable mention of this, since we sell a lot of games in the store. Those of you coming to buying games, you could buy Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And I will say for this comic, Larry Hama writes it. I like Larry Hama a lot. He wrote
G.I.
G.I.
Joe.
Joe through the whole time I read G.I. Joe, and he's still writing that comic for Real American Hero and IDW right now. I love that comic. It was a really
I kind
good
of want
comic.
to check it out just because it's Call of Duty and it's Larry Hama. I mean, he's the perfect writer if they're going to do a comic book.
He might have been Larry Can't Do No Wrong Hama back in the 80s. He has to have a new Larry the Legend Hama.
Larry the Legend Hama. That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah, G.I. Joe, man. G.I. Joe. So that's Independence. You know where we're going next?
Marvel?
Yeah, to your right. Marvel. We always spend a decent amount of time on Marvel because they always got cool stuff coming out. You heard me say that. I'm a DC guy, but Marvel has really cool
Actually,
stuff.
especially here lately, well, since Secret Wars, and some people might be like, you're crazy, they've been putting out great stuff from the beginning, which, yeah,
Yeah,
sure, okay,
yeah.
I'll give them that, fine. But
This is easier to jump in.
they
right
really
now.
caught my attention now because for a long time there, I'm like, yeah, it's a little too
Continuity is a little weighty.
oversaturated. But, for all you people out there that say the same thing, you can still jump on Secret Wars. It's not too late for us to reorder the first issues. We even have them, actually.
Jumping on.
And then jump on to these new number 1s that they're putting out. Like Amazing Spider-Man. It's on issue number 3 this week.
I was very skeptical of this comic book, and I read it, and the part of the reason I didn't want to read it because I was like, I'll probably like it and put it in my file, and of course,
You did.
I did. And I
too.
can't say anything bad about it. I mean, really, it's actually the Peter Parker I like because he's a little more grown up. It's a little more like the Renew Your Vows.
That's what I like about it.
And yeah, I love Renew Your Vows.
And Dan Slott's been on the book for a long time, and I can't bash him on what he's done with
I
Spider-Man.
agree with a friend of mine from over there though that it's not a bad time to get a new team in. Not anything against Dan Slott though.
I wouldn't mind seeing it, and it's nothing against him, but I mean, there's a few books that it seems like if you keep a writer on it for too long, unless they're a particular writer, it kind of starts
I
to.
could almost even say that for Batman.
Get
but
stale.
We'll get into that when Batman comes out.
Okay. Doctor Strange number 2, Jason Aaron.
I really
Jason-
dug number 1. Jason Can't Do No Wrong, Aaron. You will see the hashtag in that.
Actually, I
Heard
really
it here
like number
first.
1 too. I mean, it's Jason Can't Do No Wrong, Aaron.
Yeah.
So,
You
enough
might not have
said.
heard it at BME first, but you heard it from this guy first.
I was there.
It was.
Okay. Drax number 1.
This gets honorable mention because CM Punk is co-writing this comic with Cullen Bunn.
It's pretty cool.
Who actually is not going to be writing Aquaman anymore because of the negativity surrounding it. And I just caught up and I like it. So just saying.
Well, yeah, you know, and he made his debut with the Thor annual. And it was really good. The whole, like, everyone trying to outdrink Thor.
Yeah, and CM Punk is straight edge, so that made it even more funny.
Yeah.
And here's another ironic thing about this one. He's writing Drax, who was portrayed by Dave Bautista in
which
the movie.
Is a wrestler,
which
yeah.
is one of the reasons he walked out of the company, because guys like that were getting pushes rather than guys like Daniel Bryan. And
that's kind of funny. That's kind of...
Yeah, it is pretty ironic. I just had to mention that for those.
I didn't
those of
even
you
put the
wrestling
two
fans.
together until you just said
Yeah,
it.
CM Punk's writing it for a character played by Batista.
Extraordinary X-Men. Should I talk about this
You
one?
should talk about that one.
Okay.
Jeff Lemire's writing it.
Jeff Lemire's writing it, and you have Old Man Logan. Those are two
really good reasons.
really good reasons why
And
you
even
should
though I
pick this
don't like
book
the
up.
artist, I probably will pick it up anyway for those.
Roberto
2 reasons.
Ramos. Okay, he is a little cartoony, but it's not that terrible.
He made that Anna Marie girl look like a little kid. It was creepy.
I remember that.
It was
It was
creepy.
terrible. It was
Those of you
terrible.
read Spider-Man the last time it was a #1, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little creepy. Just saying.
If that bothers you though, guys, he's only going to be doing the interior art for like the first like 4 or 5 issues.
That helps.
So.
Storm's hair looks good. Whatever. It's Jeff Lemire and it's got Old Man Logan.
Invincible Iron Man #3. I'm really looking forward to this one.
I am too.
The first 2 issues were pretty awesome. I'm wondering this whole thing with Doctor Doom.
I think I can give a spoiler alert since we're on 3 now, right?
Yeah, we're
Doctor
on 3.
Doom's face was normal again, which I haven't seen that since the original Secret Wars. Yeah. His face was normal.
Still
of
has
course,
his
we
powers.
have no idea why that is because Secret Wars is carrying out to December. Shame on you, Marvel. But anyway,
Did kind of drop the ball, Marvel.
did kind of drop the ball.
But you know what? You're
It's
putting
okay.
out really good stuff right now, so we can let that go.
I
But,
didn't rag DC too hard over.
I mean, check out that cover, and that's the same artist on the interior art. I mean,
It's
the
really
artwork
good.
is really good.
And I'm always skeptical about Bendis too. I'm not like a hater, but
You know, he writes good stuff though. He does. He's definitely, you know, like I've read stuff that I've been like, yeah,
he's no Jeff Johns.
definitely not. All right, Spider-Gwen #0.
The cool thing about this comic book, Jason Latour is doing the writing. We know him from being the artist of Southern Bastards.
Southern Bastards, and actually he collaborates a bit with Jason Aaron on that book, which is pretty awesome.
Jason can't do no wrong.
Yeah, you know, I mean, for you guys that may not be aware, this is the cover of Spider-Verse #2, which was the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. So for you guys that didn't know that, and you're like, why are they putting out #0 after #1? That's why. They're just reissuing the origin of the debut of Spider-Gwen.
Speaking of Jason can't do no wrong, Aaron, what do we have next? Star Wars.
Star Wars.
One of my favorite freaking comics.
It is one of my favorite by Marvel right now too, and there's so many by Marvel right now that I'm
It's-
really digging.
It's almost hard to admit.
Just looking at the cover of this, I'm like, I want to see what's inside.
So, you know, Luke, he gotten captured by a Hutt, and he was collecting things of
Jedi, things with Jedi, and you know, he tested him to see if he was in fact a Jedi, and he passed that test when he opened the cube, and so you know, so now he collected Luke, and he has him fighting in like this Coliseum, you know, these death matches. So
It was pretty cool.
yeah, and everyone's on the way to come and rescue him. So
And soon we're going to be jumping into a new story, which is a good jumping on point.
jump on it.
Vader Down.
Oh,
That's soon.
that's soon.
This is now.
That's very soon. And if you're like, man, I wish I had jumped on Star Wars from the beginning, well, you have a chance to jump on a big story that's crossing over all the Star Wars comics.
We can get trades, and I noticed it's even on like the 7th printing of #1.
Wow. Are they still going
this
with
week,
that?
This week, the 7th printing of Star Wars came out. #1. 7.
Wow.
It's been a while. Since like Justice League #1, I think, because it had a bunch of printings.
7th printing. That's kind of crazy. Next comic, The Vision #1.
Division.
Jump on it.
I forgot who wrote this, but
It's
somebody
Tom
I love.
King.
Tom King.
Tom King actually,
That's
he's done some work for DC and Marvel.
He co-writes Grayson.
Yeah.
Seeley.
Yeah,
And he's a former CIA.
CIA agent. And you know, he's a new writer. Actually, he just debuted like with Grayson.
Mhm.
So
And Grayson is truthfully, If you want to read Batman stuff and you want good Batman, I would say read Batman and Robin and read Grayson.
Yeah.
Because that's the best of the Batman stuff right now. In my opinion.
No, I can side with you on that. Grayson is really good.
Yeah.
Grayson is really good, and Tom King is co-writing that, so that gives you a reason to check out the Vision #1. That's it with Marvel, I think.
It with Marvel. And I was just talking about this.
Batman and Robin Eternal.
Batman and Robin without some glare. There we go. Batman and Robin Eternal #5. Weekly.
What did Francis Manapul do the cover there?
That is Francis Manapul doing the cover there. Love his artwork. I'm just gonna flip through. I'm nothing. This is like the most killer Batman thing going on right
It
now.
really is.
Batman's not in it a whole lot because Bruce Wayne has amnesia and he doesn't know.
But
he's useless right now. I'm just saying he's useless.
It exploded from the last page of issue #1.
Oh yeah. And then the last issue, Bruce Wayne was the target.
Yeah.
And of course he has no clue that he was Batman or anything like that. So it's just like, what's going on? And Grayson and Red Robin, everybody's trying to save his butt.
Yeah.
And Cassandra Cain's just kind of going off rogue, and then
I kind of wondered when that happened, that moment. Like, I kind of wondered if we were going to see him, like, I don't know, some things just come back naturally, like his fighting.
I saw the solicitation in the news crazy here. Apparently Batman and Robin are supposed to be back together in that issue. I don't know. Maybe it's a flashback. Hopefully not. I'm anxious for Bruce to get back because
Me too.
I like the story. I like Scott Snyder. If it wasn't Scott Snyder doing it, I probably would have dropped off of it.
When you're doing something that big, that bold, though, you can't just do 5 issues.
No, no.
It's got to last a little while.
I mean, my only thing, and I've said this before, it wasn't that long ago that it happened when Grayson was in the cowl. So that's why, and they do go to the well a couple of times too many. And it's not just Marvel or DC with Batman. Marvel is doing the same thing with Captain America.
I think the two big two both have similar faults.
Yeah, they're just trying a little too hard. But since we're talking about it, and I'm still reading because I love this writer, much to whatever Josh wants to say. I'm a big Tomasi
Peter
fan.
Tomasi.
And he's doing Detective Comics, and this is a pretty cool story.
Doing more than just detective. And if you're a true Tomasi fan,
True.
Anything Batman with his name on it, I mean, I don't know. It's like seeing Grant Morrison's name on it.
I'm going to come to my defense on this when he's talking about the Arkham Knight comic, and I don't have a PS4, so I just kind of wanted to not read it because I don't want to.
I started reading that comic before I had a PS4, before I even played the game.
And look at now, you have a PS4 and that.
And part of the reason I did that, and I did the same thing. Well, no, I didn't do it with Injustice: Gods Among Us. I did that and I'm glad I did it because of Tom Taylor. But my reasoning for reading Batman: Arkham Knight was because I didn't have a PS4 and I couldn't play the game, so it was like, I can at least read the book and kind of see what the story's about.
Next thing you know, you have a PS4 in that
Next
game.
I'm like, I'm trading my PS3.
Maybe I was smart. It's nothing against Peter Tomasi.
Peter Tomasi.
I'll read the trade. Green Arrow.
The trade.
Percy Zurcher. Patrick Zurcher is a really good artist.
He is, and
Tarantula. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the last few videos. Tarantula is now in this comic I knew her from a Nightwing run a while back.
Yeah.
Where they killed Blockbuster. He didn't want Batman to know that he killed Blockbuster. And she was in the War Game story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really cool stuff. Tarantula's an interesting character. It's interesting to see the play with Oliver Queen right now. It's similar to the play between her and Grayson at that time.
Yeah.
Nightwing, one of my favorite characters. I hope he comes back soon. Justice League. Darkseid War. Flash. Can we talk about that one?
Well, I still haven't read Batman, but I can tell you the way that Justice League #45 left off. I was a little bit hesitant about shelling out the money for all these one-shots, but after reading that, the way it ended, it was like, nope,
I'm getting them.
I'm gonna get them.
Call me a sucker.
Oh, well, you got Williams and Jesus Marino on the artwork.
I really like Williams and Marino.
And you have Francis Manapul doing all the covers,
I think
so that's pretty
Marino's one of those guys that's like unsung. Like he's a much better artist. He doesn't really get to do as much work, but I really like his art. I really like his art.
He kind of has a classic style.
Yeah,
I like that.
I love that.
I like that a lot.
Manapul's a writer on the Superman issue, and I don't know the artist. Dezo.
Dezo.
He's
looks
good.
pretty cool.
Oh no, well, Yeah,
Art by Bong Dazo.
Bong Dazo.
Bong Dazo.
I like your name, buddy. That was interesting.
It's pretty awesome.
You don't hear that every day. So that's the end of that. We'll take a slight little break here. You might hear a large explosion at this point, and then a thing would say we got comics from the vault. I'll go get it. We're back, and you might have heard a huge noise, a large explosion, or
Kind of shook the
I'm
building
trying to
a
think
little
of
bit.
another thing that would say the same as that, but maybe I shouldn't say it. Anyway, Comics from the Vault, King Size Avengers Annual, number 10. Do you know what's special about this?
It's the first appearance of somebody.
It's the first appearance of Rogue.
That's who it is.
You know who wrote this comic?
Who wrote this comic?
Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont, really?
Chris Claremont. I don't care what anybody says. Guys like Chris Claremont just don't lose it.
No.
I would have read Nightcrawler, but it was not jumping on point in Marvel. But Chris Claremont was writing it. It made me want to read it. But this comic is extra cool. It's like X-Men and Avengers team up, and when I was a kid, I loved this kind of stuff.
I just can't believe the price tag on that. I mean, given the condition, but still, Rogue is a pretty phenomenal character.
Oh, you thought it would be more?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen first appearances of less dynamic characters, in my opinion, that,
Still, I put this in at about a 6 because it broke the cover.
I'm saying that because you should come buy this comic.
You should come buy this comic. You know where you can buy this comic, Josh? At the Money Tree.
At the Money Tree.
The Money Tree's got it.
Money Tree, they have them.
They have them. There's a lot of stuff I just sent over there.
I didn't know if it was going to be here or there, but yeah, it's a back issue, so it's going to be over
I guess you could come in here and be like,
Tree.
I want that Avengers, can you bring it over here, and I'll get it. And then,
Oh, yeah, we do
you
that.
could do that. Or you could just go over there and get it, because you just go
You don't want to use your gas money and go get it? We'll get it for you,
Yeah.
man, because,
We're going back and forth all the time anyway.
Yeah.
But just say, hey, there's that comic, that Avengers comic, annual number 10, or king size number 10 that Aaron was talking about. Can I get it? And then they'll get it out for you.
Yeah.
$25. And that's pretty good, because it's not really in terrible shape. It's just, you got to count some things off, because the
Creases on the spine.
left some white, and the
You
pages
got,
are off white.
Yeah, it broke the page.
I'm probably a little harsh, because I'm not actually certified.
I
so
think that you should be, especially when you are not certified.
I'm trying to cover my butt. But I also want you guys to get the best possible, too.
And actually, you know what? I do. That's a good looking comic, man.
I think it's a good looking comic. I maybe could have put a 7, but hey,
You could.
you can get it for $25, and it's the first appearance of Rogue, so don't argue with me. You should just be like, I'm going to bond that thing. And there's a lot of
First
stuff.
appearance of Rogue. I mean, if you're a huge X-Men fan, I mean, that'd be something I want in my collection. I am a big X-Men fan.
I'm a big
But-
X-Men fan. I'm a big Avengers fan. I mean, I love that time period from right then. That was a really cool time period when Chris Claremont was doing a lot of writing for those kind of characters. It's the classic stuff that still holds to today. And, there's definitely been stories that come along since, like Ed Brubaker's Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time somebody calls.
Man, actually, I think in the past, since the 2000s, really, I mean, it's really, I think there's been a lot of
good
great
both
stories.
companies.
Yeah.
Both companies. But, if you're not in the superhero thing, once again, buy independent comics, because it's not as weighty.
Yeah, if you're not into the superhero thing, or you used to read superhero comics, but you're a grown man or grown woman now, and you're like, I just can't do it. Image Comics, Dynamite, all the independent publishers, they put stuff out geared towards an adult audience. And another thing, especially with Image, you have the top names in the industry doing books over there.
They have the best. Image has the best group of writers.
They have the best group of writers, better than Marvel, better than DC.
It's true.
I mean, it's true. I mean, do your homework and find out for yourself. Or if you're someone that just loves to read, but you're like, I don't have the time, start reading comics, man. It requires less time to read a comic book than a novel.
Neil Adams said it best. You take the world's greatest writers, you take the world's greatest artists, and you put them together, you get a comic book.
Get a comic book.
I mean, Neil Adams, smart dude. Just saying. He's really, really good artist, too.
Yeah.
So I guess, real quick, we could plug the file system we have here.
Yeah, guys. Come in, sign up for 5 or more comics. Even if you're like, hey, well, I get comics at this other place. Keep getting your comics there. Just sign
That's
up
cool.
for 5.
We encourage you
That's
to buy
it.
both places. I mean, we won't get mad about it.
I'm all about it. I mean, I think that anyone that loves comic books, that loves collecting them, loves reading them, because when I first got started, one of the things I loved doing more than anything was going to all the different places that had comics to see.
We didn't have a lot then.
You know, because you're going to find something different at every store. So, I encourage that. It's like, yeah, you want to get comics over there, that's cool, I get it. But if you sign, this is just for you. You sign up for 5 or more, you're going to get a 25% discount.
It's like a free comic.
It's
If
like
you
a
get
free
5.
comic. Actually,
And more if you're getting more than 5.
yeah, it's more. I mean, it adds up, the more comics you get. And another thing that we have that kind of goes along with, well, actually 2 things. As part of that, sign up for a file subscription over here at Book and Music. You get 10% off over at the Money Tree on all back issues. Now, the way this
go buy that
works,
Avengers for $25 and get 10% off of it.
you sign up for 5 comics, okay? It doesn't mean when you come in you have to buy all your comics or you have to buy at least 5 comics to get it. If you're signed up for 5 comics, you can pick up 1 comic, you're going to get a 25% off discount. Same thing goes with your 10% off over at Money Tree.
We have Watchmen #1 over there too. Just saying. We have the first
We have
appearance
a
of
lot of-
Hobgoblin.
This guy's been digging in the warehouse and just pulling out these gems, so now's a good time. Get over there before someone else does and you lose out. But another thing I want to add on to the 25% off is, in addition to that, we have something called the rewards program. And what that is, it's absolutely free. You give us your name and email address, and the reason we need that email address is to send you promotions, and also we're going to send you a 10% off discount for your next visit for signing up. But it's absolutely free. Literally takes 10 seconds to sign up for it. Once you do that, you get a point for every dollar you spend. You get 100 points, you get $10 off. So if you're like me or this guy and you're spending like $30, $40 a week on comics, you're going to essentially be getting a lot of free comics.
Just go up to
every
Jesse
month.
and tell him you want to sign up for that rewards program. He's the chicken god, just so you know.
He's the chicken god.
Chicken god.
You can't miss him. You can't miss that.
And we also have tasty treats here for you too.
got some tasty
We
treats,
got some
guys.
tasty treats.
Come on
Ask
down.
Mike about the tasty treats.
Ask Mike about that one.
Ding. So I guess that wraps us up for this week. Next week I think I have in mind what our From the Vault will be. I haven't looked at what's coming out next week. I was really hoping Velvet would be out this week, but they pulled a Southern Bastards on us.
Let's hope that's what it is. Well,
Anyway.
that would still be bad. But
So I guess we're out. See you
We're
guys
out.
next week.
later, guys.